Okay, in this video I just wanted to talk about camera theft, and I've just seen this come up a lot on like a few different channels, and I just thought I'd just sort of share my methods of how I kind of stop that from being a concerning factor. I mean, some of them are quite conventional, and one of them I think is probably just maybe me that does it because it's quite bizarre, but it's these are just little things that kind of make me feel a bit more confident that people aren't going to take my camera gear. So if I'm out and about, for example, in a different country or an area that I'm not too sure about, or even maybe shooting at night, I'll make sure that I do these things so that I'm sort of more confident that my camera gear is safe. So the first thing I do, if people are going to try and steal things from you, the first thing they tend to do is get quite close and kind of, scope out what you've got and, how you're holding it. And if they can just take it quickly and run off, they're not really looking for a struggle. They generally just want to take something and run away. So, the first thing you can do is to just use a basic, this is just a basic camera wrist strap. You can attach it to there, just wrap it around your wrist, and then, you can tighten it up fairly tight. The same with kind of neck straps, just basic unbranded straps I think are a good choice. I just tuck one of these under my sleeve. Like I say, with the neck straps, you've got the ones that are like the branded Canon and Sony ones. Just get yourself a cheap unbranded looking one, and then straight away it kind of makes it look a bit less desirable. You don't really want to be advertising the fact that you've got like a Sony camera or Canon or Panasonic, whatever it is. I find like just having these kind of cheap straps is a lot better. And something like this, really, I'm just using it so it's just tethered to me, and A, I'm not going to drop it, and B, no one's going to kind of grab it out of my hand. So that kind of prevents that simple like snatch and grab opportunity. The next one, which is a little bit more specific to this camera brand and a little bit more specific to just me doing this, I guess, but I actually like to use a shear overlay if I feel like there's going to be some kind of like issue. So what I do is I've covered shear overlay in another video, so I'll link up to that. But basically, what you can do, if you jump into the camera, I'll just try and lock focus on that. What I do is I just upload a file into shear overlay and go to set and image select. Like I said, I've got a video on this. But basically all I do is upload a layered file that I know the camera can't read, so it's basically just reads it as a corrupt file. And I just set that into the camera memory. And then I'll also just have, I'll set a quick button for it, just like a shortcut. Again, I'll link to how you do that. But basically, if someone's getting kind of close to me and I'm a little bit kind of like unsure about what's going on, or if I'm in a crowd and I just kind of, like I said, I'm just a bit concerned about it, I'll just flick that overlay on, and then it basically just looks like the camera screen's broken. So no one's going to bother trying to take a camera that's broken. So it's kind of like, for me, I find that just like a reassuring kind of like, it's fine, like no one's going to bother trying to take a camera with a screen that looks like that. So I can easily just kind of toggle that on and off. And like I say, for me, it's kind of a silly thing, but for me it gives me a bit of reassurance, kind of like if somebody sees that, they're not going to want it. And I see a lot of people kind of saying that, you should take black tape and you can put it over your, the logos on your camera and things like that. But to be honest, I kind of feel like if you're doing that, you're kind of showing that you've got something to hide. So, you're taping up the camera brand, you're taping up the model. To an extent, it's actually more desirable, for seeing those kind of like blacked out camera bodies. Take for example the S5. The S5 2X, that's a completely blacked out camera body. So it's actually, I don't think that really achieves anything, to be honest. So for me, I'm not going to bother sticking tape over the camera because I just don't think there's any sort of gain to be had by that. But yeah, like I say, I think, for me, just having a simple unbranded strap where the camera is sort of with you, you're holding it, you're not going to kind of let go of it. The sheer overlay thing, like I say, that's just me being a bit paranoid, but I kind of like to have that. I think that's it's an interesting it's a bit of an interesting approach, but like I say, it just gives me a little bit of peace of mind sometimes if I'm in a crowded situation and I want my camera on me, but I kind of I don't want people kind of looking at it or trying to take it or anything. And then like I say, for me the tape thing, it's not really worth it. It might be something you want to do, but I don't really see it as a kind of viable thing. But hopefully you found some of these things helpful. If you have, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, check out the Lumix playlist on this channel, and please subscribe.